Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We are talking Thursday, June 19th. The Dong Report is back in your life. I'm going to have 3 MLB home run picks for you guys to lock in for today's MLB betting slate. Also going to go through some leans at the end as well, guys that I liked that did not quite make the final list. So that's what you have to look forward to today. But before we get into all that, let's do a recap from yesterday, which was tough. You know, we had been hot heading into yesterday, but nothing went our way yesterday. Did not get a single one of these guys to hit a home run. You know, Schwarber hit the crap out of 2 baseballs. Both of them he got too far under it, so he didn't have the necessary launch angle. Kepler was walked twice, and then Zach Nato and Yandy Diaz did not do much at the plate. So 0 for 4 yesterday, down a unit on the Dong Report yesterday. That now brings our total results on the year to about down 6 units, just below that. Down about 7.67% ROI. You know, feeling good. Heading into yesterday, we had been in the green 3 out of the last 4 days. So one bad day. Hopefully that doesn't just be a total spiral. And then we go on a pronounced cold streak or anything like that. I'm hoping the opposite happens, where we start getting on a hot streak. You know, the 3 out of 4 days felt nice. Let's hope that we can get back to that tonight. I am very confident in the 3 plays that we have for today. So just remember to like the video, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. So first of all, from a weather perspective, another pretty juicy slate of games for home runs. Granted, another slate of games where we do slightly have to worry about rain as well. You know, the Reds game got delayed, and then it got suspended, and then I think it ended up being a short game, but that did end up getting played yesterday. We had a couple games get rained out yesterday. A couple games that are scary from a rain perspective, not weather. Nats Park, Steinbrenner Field, all these ones down here. I do have a play in this Mets Braves game, which I think should be good. You know, the rain I don't think is going to impact the game there. That's according to Ballpark Pal, and there is some agreement on Weather Edge as well. Weather Edge likes the Reds Twins game. Excuse me. Now the biggest issue here is, or I should say, the biggest difference is the Rockies versus Nationals. Weather Edge hates this game, minus 35% from a weather perspective, whereas Ballpark Pal really likes it. It's a massive difference. Now, I don't really understand why this is a minus 31%, because if you look at it, 90 degrees, that's good for carry. 13-mile-per-hour winds blowing out of the stadium, that's good for carry. So I'm not 100% sure where this minus 35% is coming from. So I personally, I don't have a play in this game, but if you're looking to play something, I wouldn't put too much stock into that. Good in Yankees, Angels. Pirates, Tigers, I think there was some disagreement for, another one where they kind of disagree, total opposite, plus 13% on Ballpark Pal, minus 11% for Weather Edge. And then there is some agreement on the Braves. Granted, I don't know where this 66.7% is coming from. That seems a little bit dramatic, but Ballpark Pal does at least like this game as well. It's a plus 6 from a weather perspective. The stadium is good as well. So all in all, that game's a plus 8 for home runs. So yeah, this 2/3, I don't know where this is coming from. Maybe Weather Edge needs to rerun their model this morning or something. But at least there is some slight agreement according to Ballpark Pal. But as always, the best games of the day are going to be at Suter Health Park, which is where I have my first play. And we're going with Brent Rooker. You know, I went with him a couple days in a row. Didn't go with him yesterday. Luckily, he didn't come a DLA for us, a day late a-hole. But I really like the matchup for Brent Rooker tonight. He's going up against Colton Gordon. And the biggest thing here is it's Rooker going up against the lefty. He has phenomenal numbers against left-handed pitching. So we're looking at Rooker, and we're going to his splits. This is according to FanGraphs. Now, this is just straight data. This isn't anything subjective like the weather and stuff. And you go to Brent Rooker, his ISO rate against left-handed pitching, 328. That is among the best in the MLB in terms of raw ISO rate. That would be among the best. 183 against righties, that's below average. That would put him with a below average power number. And you can kind of see all his numbers across the board significantly better when he's facing left-handed pitching. Average, on-base percentage, slugging, OPS, ISO, which I just talked about, WOBA, WRC+, wins added above replacement, runs added, excuse me. Just a much, much better against lefties. And he's hit lefties well recently. You look at the entire season, 12.8% barrel rate. It's not amazing, but that's still within the range that we're looking for. And then over the last 30 days, up to 17.6%. 68% hard hit rate, that's good. Fly ball rate is generally pretty high. That's always been a thing with Rooker. The reason he's such a good home run hitter, as my dogs are barking, the reason why Rooker is such a good home run hitter is because he's able to put the ball in the air. I mean, you look at his batted ball numbers against lefties. I guess it's pretty similar in terms of that, but in terms of the fly ball rate specifically. But regardless, that's what Rooker's always been good about, and why he's been such a good home run hitter is his ability to put the ball in the air. Now, the guy he's going up against, Colton Gordon, is a guy that can be had. You look at his barrel rate on the year, 9.5% is not good. 216 ISO rate is not good. And then you look at him specifically against right-handed hitters, that barrel rate goes up to 10.8%. That's not good. Hard hit rate all the way up to 53%, and a low ground ball rate of about 30%. All those numbers are not great. And then you look at him from a home run perspective, against righties specifically, home run every 17.6 at-bats, which is not what you're looking for if you're the pitcher. It's what you are looking for if you are us. Anything that is below 20 is generally a pretty good number in terms of home runs per at-bat. He's at 17.6, and that's in his last 5 starts. So all in all, Rooker, if you look at him at the plate, he's not been amazingly hot. Of course, this is going to take forever to load, but he hasn't been terrible. You look at just against his barrel rate in general, or excuse me, I want to look at 30 days against I want to look at 30 days overall. Barrel rate of 12.8% is generally pretty good. That's within the range that we look for. Anything that if it's above 10%, I'm good with that. And again, he's going up against a pretty decent pitching matchup in Colton Gordon. And of course, Fangraphs, those that have watched my YouTube channel consistently know every 30 minutes, Fangraphs has this aneurysm where they just refuse to load for like a 10-second, 15-second span. That's what's currently happening. But there we go. And you look at his StatCast numbers, like 2 hard hits yesterday. Granted, one of them was like a 95-mile-per-hour ground ball. One the day before, but that was barreled. One the day before, 2-0. Then he kind of was hot 5 games or so ago. 2, 3, 4, 3, 1, 2 with a couple barrels. So he did have a barrel yesterday or 2 days ago and 2 hard hits yesterday. So it's not like he's ice cold. This is less backing a batter that is just red hot at the plate and more so backing the handedness splits of the pitcher versus batter and someone in Rooker who is a good home run hitter. Like we have enough data on Rooker to know that he can hit the ball pretty far. So that is play number 1, Brent Rooker to hit a home run. Again, I should have given you the odds. That's at plus 340 at FanDuel. That is the best offered price here. That's what I got still available at the plus 340 odds, quarter unit on him to hit a home run. Our second play, we're actually going to stay in the same game. Give me a guy on the Astros, Cam Smith, to hit a home run. Now, he is somebody that is a little more of a deeper cut, and this is definitely a situation where we are backing a red-hot batter at the plate. You look at Cam Smith and his numbers recently. The guy's been on fire. Hard hits over the last 7 days, 14. Literally averaging 2 hard hits per day over the last week. You want to look at over the last 14 days, 22. Obviously leads the Astros in terms of hard hits by far. I mean, by far, 22 hard hits over the last 14 days is very, very impressive. And he, a couple things, is also going up against a left-handed pitcher. He also smokes left-handed pitching. That would be Jacob Lopez. He's even worse than Colton Gordon, allowing a home run every 14.4 at-bats. And Cam Smith, young batter, small sample size. I mean, he's 22 years old. He hasn't played a ton. But his numbers against lefties are absolutely phenomenal. His ISO rate against lefties, 517. I mean, that's ridiculous. That is, I mean, even like Shohei Ohtani isn't going to have an ISO rate as high as 517. That's just showing you how hard Cam Smith has hit lefties this year. And the pitcher he's going up against is absolutely a dong ball guy. You go to, we're looking at plate IQ here. I mean, barrel rate of 100%, they're obviously calculating something a little bit wonky over the last 30 days against lefties, but you look at the season, 38.5% barrel rate, 61% hard hit rate. And oh yeah, he's actually putting the ball in the air when he's facing a left-handed pitcher. The issue with Cam Smith, and as you can see here, I want to go, here's where I want to go. You can see his fly ball rate is low. I mean, 45% ground ball rate over the last 14 days. Over the last 7 days, the fly ball rate went down, ground ball rate about the same. But against lefties, he's hitting the ball in the air. Now, the stats on Plate IQ are a little bit wonky, but you compare that to another source. So we're looking at Game Day Insights here, which is kind of giving us similar information. We're looking at the entire season. We're looking at against left-handed pitching. And what we see for Cam Smith, 20% barrel rate, so not quite the 38% that Plate IQ has, but still, I mean, 20% barrel rate is still very, very good. Hard hit rate, 66.67%. 2/3 of the time, he's getting a hard hit. That does match, actually a little bit better than what Plate IQ has. Fly ball rate, 55%. Close to what Plate IQ has, not the exact same, but still very good. So not exact agreement, but some agreement. And yeah, he is striking out a lot. That is true. But those are his numbers on the year against lefties. You look at the four-seam fastball, which is the home run pitch for Jacob Lopez. He throws it 40% of the time, but it's where 3 of the 5 home runs have come from. And you look at the four-seam fastball, his numbers against the four-seam are absolutely insane. Now, it's a tiny sample size because he hasn't played every day. So only 9 at-bats. So take that with a grain of salt. 4 hits in those 9 at-bats, 3 extra base hits, 1 home run, barrel rate 44%, hard hit rate 75%, fly ball rate 62%. And oh yeah, he's barely striking out against the four-seam fastball from lefties. And you look at his game logs and his EV logs here. These are the last 4 times an out has been recorded when he's seen a fastball from a lefty. 99.8 miles per hour, 99.2, 100.2, 108, and that traveled 413 feet. Absolutely brutal if you took Cam Smith to hit a home run on this game, because he had a 370 double, a 413 flyout. And then you go down, 107.8 home run, 103.1, 363 foot flyout, just destroying four-seam fastballs from lefties on the year. And you look at the last month, and we're looking at just against lefties in general, because we know that we want to look at the last month here. We know that Plate IQ was giving us a little bit of wonky numbers, like 100% barrel rate, 100% hard hit rate, 100% fly ball rate against lefties in the last 30 days. That is something is up with those numbers, but let's compare to Game Day Insights here. We see 10 at-bats against lefties over the last month, and we see 30% barrel rate, 87% hard hit rate, fly ball rate in the 60%, and then a more respectable K rate of 20%. And again, just look at the EV logs. These are every single time he has recorded an out against a lefty over his last 5 plate appearances. All 5 were considered hard hit, 99.8, 95.4. Granted, that one, I mean, a hard hit at 95 miles per hour is not that impressive, and also that launch angle stinks. But even if you take that one out, 98, 99.2, 100.4, 431 foot home run, 101.5, 415 foot home run, 100.2, 108. I mean, you kind of see what I'm talking about here. Really just hitting lefties incredibly hard. This is one of the best home run venues. It's always been one of the best home run always, I should say. This season, it's been one of the best home run venues. So if you just want to spray the board with Astros, you know, you could go Cam Smith, you could go Yainer Diaz, you go Isaac Paredes. I wouldn't blame you for doing any of that stuff. I like Cam Smith the best. And oh yeah, the odds on him are phenomenal at plus 680. I just don't think the books have quite caught up with how good Cam Smith has been recently, and then how good he has been specifically against lefties. And he's got a great matchup. So I know that one was a little bit of a deeper dive, but I really, really liked Cam Smith in this one, as you could tell. That's our second play. Now we'll get out of this Astros game. We'll head over to the Mets. Give me Juan Soto to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 430 odds, also at FanDuel. So as you can see here, FanDuel giving you the best price on all 3 of these guys today. This game, the Braves-Mets, was the weird one where Ballpark Pal liked it, plus 8%. Weather Edge loved it, plus 66% from a home run perspective. Again, I'm not really sure. I don't think that number is correct. I want to be clear. I'm guessing this needs to get rerun. But regardless, it's at least green for both of them. And Soto has been very, very good. Now you look at him. Soto, we got correct 2 days ago. He did not hit a home run yesterday. He did not have a good day at all yesterday. But Soto's been very good. You look at his hard hits over the last 7 days. I'm looking at the entire MLB. Soto has 13. He is one of 5 batters with 13 or more hard hits in the last 7 days. And oh yeah, he's actually putting the ball in the air at a better rate than he has. Like 38% for Soto is not that bad. Last 14 days, he has 23 hard hits. He's one of 8 batters with 23 or more hard hits. That is generally that's not generally. That is very good. So that's what we're seeing from Juan Soto. And then the pitcher he's going up against, Spencer Strider, is on the mound for the Braves. Now, obviously, Strider is awesome, but he hasn't quite been the same since he has come back this year. He's still kind of got some stuff to work out. Against righties, he's only allowed 1 home run in the last 5 weeks. Against lefties, he's allowed 3 home runs, a home run every 16 at-bats. Now, that's over the course of not a ton of starts because he missed some time for injury. Even if we look at the entire year, it's a home run every 18 at-bats against lefties and then every 28 against righties. Now, some of his numbers look like you could kind of make the argument that he actually is worse against right-handed pitching. You can kind of go either way. So this isn't me saying that you have to target a lefty against him. You could go Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso would be good. But he's slightly worse against lefties in the home run department. And then you go to plate IQ here. We're looking at this game. We need to go over to the Braves Mets, which is right here. And you see like barrel rate, 11.8% on the year, 12.9% over the last 30 days. Against righties, that barrel rate actually goes up a little bit, 13.8%. Against righties last 30 days, 13.5% on the year. But the hard hit rate is a little bit lower, right? So it kind of goes back and forth in terms of who he's actually worst against. All we know is that Strider is not unhittable despite the fact that he's got electric stuff. And Soto, the biggest issue with him all year has been his inability to put the ball in the air. That hasn't been as big of a problem recently. I mean, look at the last 30 days. It says 55%, but the Soto recently, in like more recent than the last 30 days, has been good about putting the ball in the air. Because you go through his hit logs recently against righties. 109 miles per hour off the bat, 20-degree launch angle. That's fine. 108 miles per hour off the bat, 22-degree launch angle. That's great. Now, he gets walked a ton. But even with all of those walks, you see the number of hard hits he's recording. So he's basically either walking or he's hitting the crap out of the baseball. But the last couple times he's made contact with the ball. Now, this one was hit too high, 45-degree launch angle, still put in the air, 102 miles per hour off the bat, 102.4, 99.1, 38, that's a flyout, 100.7, 636, that's a flyout. So you see these hit logs that are just insane, with some of them also being capable of being put in the air, which is kind of what you see here. Now, for Strider, the biggest issue for him is his four-seamer. Now, he throws it 55% of the time, so of course that's going to be a home run pitch. When you look at Soto against four-seam fastballs, 13% barrel rate is not amazing, but it's good. 85% hard hit rate is incredible. Now, the number is so high because he basically either hits the crap out of the baseball or he walks, which is why you see his percentage numbers so high. That fly ball rate is a little bit low, but not terrible. But he hits fastballs really well. I mean, you see like 100, like just 106, 100.6, 102, 110, 100, 100, 100, 99.8. Literally every time in the last 10 days he's made contact with the four-seam fastball, it's been considered a hard hit. And Soto's always been good at hitting the four-seam fastball. So I feel good about going with Soto. That's at, again, plus 430 odds. So those are the three official plays for today. Brent Rooker, Juan Soto, and Cam Smith, taking them 3 to hit a home run. In terms of leans, I did want to give you guys some leans that I had. Ronald Acuna Jr. has just been phenomenal. He's been destroying the baseball. The matchup for him, now maybe we don't really care about the matchup. Clay Holmes is not amazing for Acuna because Clay Holmes is a sinker thrower and Acuna hasn't seen a ton and also hasn't done a ton against the sinker. Granted, 16 plate appearances. Hard hit rate 70% is very good. Just hasn't been able to barrel one up. He's been hitting more ground balls and line drives than he is fly balls. But Olsen, good against the sinker. So maybe Olsen's another look as well. But I mean, Acuna's just been so good. You almost, when you're getting decent odds on him, you almost have to go with him. And in that same game, I mentioned Pete Alonso. So that one's good. Brandon Lau has been hitting the ball very well. Has a decent matchup going up against Charlie Morton. Although Morton hasn't given up a home run to a lefty in his last 5 starts. And he's a curveball thrower. And Brandon Lau doesn't quite hit curveball super well. Zachary, he has another lefty matchup. I liked him yesterday against the lefty. But Carlos Rodon is pitching and he hasn't been bad. And then James Wood, if he had better odds, I would have taken him. But you look at James Wood and the odds here. I mean, plus 340 for James Wood is not amazing. Wood's been like mostly above plus 400 all year. Now he's got a good matchup and maybe good weather, depending on whether you trust Ballpark Pal or you trust Weather Edge, or it's the truth is somewhere in the middle for James Wood. But plus 340, I couldn't quite go with it. Like Rooker at 340 is different than James Wood at 340. But that's all we got. So leans, if you're interested, here are 5 of them, along with the 3 official guys that we have. And yeah, that's all we got. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description of the video if you want to support the channel. Appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to bet responsibly and have a good one.